Good evening, it's the 24th of March 2025. You're very welcome back. Oh, lovely day here. It's been a brilliant day, but it's a bit overcast now, but very calm. It'll get a bit chilly in the evening, not too bad. Now, I'm in my working attire, doing work here on machinery, and I love doing that, so I just make a quick video without washing and all of that. It just have to do, my viewers. Now, just a few things. In the video I made on making the drainer for the tank of a tractor, there was a minute and a half from 6 minutes on where I left down the camera and it's running, and it's a waste of time. Would you believe it? I had several experts trying to trim that video and they cannot do it. They cannot actually get the video, the piece out of the video. The trim doesn't work, nothing works. Several people, big IT people, you know, putting in this stuff all over the world, and it still caught them out. But anyway, not to worry. Those videos on practical stuff are for vintage people, because my audience has a lot of vintage people who like to know how to do things, and there's always something you learn from these videos, and there's a lot of very bad videos out there. For example, I have an old voice here, an old record voice belonging to my father, and I want to take it asunder and see could it be put back, because it got a good deal of welding and abuse, and I want to put it outside in a yard where I can get it at it handy, and because it's not in good condition, it's less likely to be stolen. But I'm trying to take it apart, and there's about 8 videos on taking them apart, and none of them tells you the key bit. An awful lot of YouTube videos don't tell you the key bit. They leave out that bit, and that's because they're bluffing. They never did it at all. They got someone else to do it. So you can get a lad want to make himself famous, and he goes to a garage and garage man lets him video him, and you try to do it and you find you can't because he never did it. It's a bluff. That's the thing. Well, anyway, we leave that. Not a big trouble, not a big problem. We'll get over it. Now, working in this kind of weather is very, very therapeutic. It's very, very good for you, you know, doing bolts and undoing things and getting stuff back together and getting ready for the coming season ahead, because it won't be long till the grass will be coming on and we have to get down to the farming. Anyway, briefly, folks, right, so I made my video on Rosie O'Donnell, and as someone told me the other day, sure, look, only for they asked the question, nobody even know who she was, and maybe we're wrong to even mention her at all, given her publicity. It looks to me that part of our business over here is to raise money for this autism, and I said it was a brother of Leo Varadkar, that was doing it, Adam, and now I'm told reliably that it's a brother of Simon Harris, and I always say on my videos, I'll do the best I can. If I give you accurate information and I tell you that, then you'll know I've researched it. But I have to give a little bit that isn't researched. I give it as best I can. So they're still, as to say, the same sow's pigs. They're still the Fine Gael party, and Harris is the leader of the Fine Gael party. And how does it come they've been in power in Ireland now for over 30 years? And we still need help, private funds for autism. Wouldn't you think that they'd have actually cured it with the law and all of this? So that they're still out begging. And as someone rightly said, you'll find when it comes to distributing the funds, Rosie's kid might get more treatment. I can't say this, of course, but I suspect it will get better treatment than someone that was never heard of before and who's Irish. The Irish have an unbelievable inferiority complex. Now, another thing there's a jimmydore.com, and there's commentators there on jimmydore.com. They're not me, and they're on about the migrants, and they're telling them that it's not the migrants, it's the state, it's the deep state, it's the rich, it's the elites. What these lefties don't understand is that the elites are promoting lefties. George Soros is elite. The World Economic Forum is elite. There are a lot more elite than ever Michael Smurfit was, or ever the Guinnesses were, or any of the other big business families in Ireland. A lot more. And they're getting heard. It's disgusting to see Jimmy Dore, who's normally a conservative type of thing, letting them on. Oh, it's not the migrants at all. This is the state. We've plenty of room for migrants. We have not plenty of room for migrants. That's a dirty, rotten lie. That's a dirty, rotten lie. Certainly, the the elites are bringing in the migrants for reasons we don't know, but part of it is cheap labour, but they're not skilled. So part of it is skilled labour, is unskilled labour and cheap labour. But there's no measure of that. There is no science of it. There is no policy to take account of who should get in and who shouldn't. And I made the point about Assie Bibi was refused in here. And some fella come along, oh, you're wrong with Assie Bibi. It was the Minister for Minorities that got shot. It wasn't a solicitor. Oh, you're wrong there. You see, and that is typical of the Irish view. To hell with Assie Bibi is what they say. Get your facts right or hump off, Val Martin. Fact is, she was sentenced to death for several years, and I tried to get into Ireland and they refused to let her in, and Theresa May gives the reason it would offend Muslims. And there's no doubt Leo Varadkar rang Theresa May to see what she thought, and she told him, don't let her in, it'll offend the Muslim population. They don't like me talking about Muslims. I know there are decent Muslims. I process Muslims. There are decent doctors. You can't help being born a Muslim. I wouldn't like to be, but I can't help it. But if anyone thinks I'm going to shut my mouth about all this, they're making a big mistake. Now, I'll never be allowed on anywhere, but I have 6,700. I have 8,700 views and subscribers. And I can keep that going. And I will keep it going. We're given another view. What is on in the world today is a war between all them over there, of which the migration is only part. Their ultimate aim is the destruction of our people and on us. And it varies throughout the world. In America, the majority went with Trump. The rest are rip-roaring communists. Mad for abortion, and Rosie O'Donnell is a classic example, and she can come on the television in Ireland and no one asks her a pertinent question. I think she's not going very far anyway. I think we've blackened her enough. She should go back where she came from. I don't see too many homosexuals arrested under Trump. I don't see any of these persecutions. Robert De Niro was shouting about they're going to arrest him when Trump gets in, and he's walking around and all that's annoying him is nobody arrested him. This is the absolute baloney that we have to put up with. I think people are coming round a bit. You wouldn't know. Now, McGregor got the limelight, and good on to him. A bit of fun there, and of course they're trying to do him down. He's a rough diamond, but he has the interests of his country at heart, and I'll give him a bit of support. A bit anyway. A bit anyway. Now, regarding Trump and the financial situation of Ireland, we have a huge trade imbalance with the United States. And this is the cute whores, that's H-O-O-R-S, the cute whores in Ireland tried to fool the Americans. I should have sent me home. They sent me home a bag of clothes when I was a baby. I got a pair of trousers off them. They were a bit too big, but that's because they're always eating McDonald's burgers. But I got them on anyway. If I coat of many colours that the Yankees said to me, to think that we're starving here. The reality is with these Dublin lefties is this. There is a shortage of workers, of skilled workers in Ireland. You can't get meat plant workers. Hard to get them. You can't get refrigeration technicians. You can't get electricians. Maintenance is hard to get. I wouldn't be doing all of the maintenance I'm doing if I could get it. Only when I go to my people that are skilled at fixing tractors and things, we're busy. God, can you not do it yourself? You don't need us. You could do it yourself. It's not that they wouldn't help me. They're snowed under with work. And we can't get qualified people. And there are some Eastern European people here who are great mechanics and they're working away, are all being employed. But they're in from the EU. Now, another lie that's been told is that EU and non-EU is the same. EU are entitled to come here provided they don't have a criminal record. But non-EU have no rights at all. They're supposed to go through an application system. And some of them are doing good jobs here, working and minding hostels and doing things like that. And friends of mine have been asked to sponsor them to get Irish citizenship. And when I heard the whole case and maybe give the person a quick ring and they seem to be all right, I say, I should do sponsor her. Sure, she might be minding us someday. So it's not a case that we're against people coming in here to work and to do a bit. Some very lovely, genuine men and women coming in here who just want to live here and do a wee bit of work and give back. And we haven't the heart to say no to everyone like that. But there's the sun out again now. So the thing is, what's wrong with the government is they're incompetent as well. There's still no children's hospital. Still none. Donald Trump built all his buildings. Rosie O'Donnell wasn't asked, how come Trump built all his buildings and our Irish government can't build a hospital? Never thought of asking her that. That's the sorry state we're in. We have voted for good social welfare and good health, and it's for the whole world. It's not for us. Now, with the trade imbalance, there's 25% tariffs coming in on the 2nd of April. I don't know will they come in. They could come in. And if Trump pushes ahead, what's going to happen? We have millions of euros and dollars of turnover and profit, which is getting Irish tax rates, which is cheap, and it's all the work is done foreign, China and everywhere else. So Ireland is collecting tax for work done in China. They get a company, they get an American company usually, and I often ask the question, how come we have no European Googles or Facebooks or X? Why is there none in Europe? Because they're a crowd of villains. Nobody'd have anything to do with them, and no business would start up in Europe. And they've legislated out of all existence. So if Patrick's Day was a charm offensive by Micheál Martin to try and get Trump to tone down his sanctions, his tariffs, and all of that, well, one of the things that McGregor may have done, and it could work out relatively good, if there is to be some concession to Ireland, and I'm not saying there will be, the first thing we need is a law in here that there are only two genders, male and female. There's a simple thing. Trump should tell the Irish government, I might be prepared to concede on that for 2 years, but you have to declare a law that there's only two genders. And if they don't do it, sanction and tariff the daylights out of them and throw the whores of hell out of work because they're voting for these creeps. The ones in the big jobs on the fancy, I have a nice job on Google, they're voting for Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil and will always do it. So leave them hungry. Why should Enoch Buck rot in jail just to prove a point that, there's a day and there's 72 genders and all of this? This crack has got to stop. And that's what I would suggest Trump do. First thing we need is a law with two genders only, male and female. That might give Trump, Burke some little way out. They'll not like to do it. What can they do? If it means closing up 100,000 jobs in Ireland and the implications, to change the law to that way, they might be forced to do it. There's a very simple thing that can be done. I can't say what else. I don't think they'll say it's interference, and they're on about interference. The more interference we get from Trump, the better. The more interference we get, the better. Now, McGregor has come out attacking Keir Starmer, and he takes a big interest in the British system. I'd say McGregor's partly Scottish, I'd say, if the truth was known, but I don't know. Comment underneath. And someone said he wore a poppy. He wore a poppy. There was a far out relation of mine, but it was far out. He lived over there a bit. He was killed in the Battle of the Somme. He was far out, But I don't wear a poppy myself. I couldn't be bothered. I don't know the two compatible. But we'll see. The main thing is McGregor is pointing out that we're being destroyed by migration. Needless to say, I don't think Jimmy Dore will allow me on his programme, and I'm not too fussed. I have my own, and I don't think RTE or anyone else will allow me on. But as long as you good people keep watching me and keep sharing my videos, well, we have something coming on here, and I'll do my best to try and give you a video, something to enjoy every day if I can, or near enough, and have a bit of enjoyment. I want to welcome on board all my new subscribers. I have to try to hold you. We're in a very volatile world. I think I'll leave it at that. I'll say no more at that, except that with this war now that the EU is planning. They're planning to take all the money off the people. They'll probably not take the money direct, to be honest. I think what they'll do is they'll give guarantees that money given to investments in the war will be backed by the EU or something. There'll be some guarantee in that way. We'll see in due course, and I'll keep you informed. Now, Georgina Maloney, who's a good conservative in Italy, has told them she's having nothing to do with the war. Viktor Orban wants nothing to do with the war. Fiski in the Slovakia wants nothing to do with the war. So it's boiling down to Starmer in Britain and France and Germany. They're the ones that are going to want the war. So will they be able to get people to fight for them? I don't think they will. Will they be able to conscript people in Ireland to fight for Germany? I'm not so sure. They'll probably try it. You're definitely going to see an attempt in Dáil Éireann to change the neutrality law. And before I go, could we get some angle on these independents? Don't forget, the government is too short of a majority. Could we work on them? I mean, these independents are back in the government. And with of course, the Healy Rays are probably that well elected that you'd never get them out. I'd say that's the way it is. But then there's a few more. So we'll see about that. Comment underneath. I know I've covered a lot of stuff there out here. It's getting a bit cold too, and there's a bit of rain. But anyway, we'll see you back. Comment underneath. And we'll see, is there anything else now that's been... there's a lot of comments there. Don't make sense to me. They're not in English. I can't comment on them. I don't know what they're about, tell you the truth. It seems to be double Dutch. I hope I don't have junkies on me channel or following me around. But anyway, who knows. We'll see you back. Bye-bye. Thank you.